Did I ask you to wash the dishes?
Man, I come from Jamaica for wash dishes and wash car. I come from Jamaica for make money.
Yeah? Well, I'm working, and I asked you to wash the dishes. Were you still interested in your green card?
Yeah, babes, man, I do wash your plate them right now.
Yeah.
Now wash them.
That's what I thought. And wash my car when you're done, too.
Okay, babe.
When you make your claims or you shoot your shots and a woman comes down and she marries you without even trying to get to know you, you're saying to yourself, I hit the jackpot, but sometimes you didn't hit the jackpot. What you're going to find when you finally arrive wherever foreign country you want to be at is that a lot of you are going to be married to people who are mentally ill. Now, not to be disrespectful or anything, but in our country they'll say mad. So you marry a woman, and when you're in Jamaica, you're on your best behavior, or she's on her best behavior until you reach. And some of you, after you arrive in these foreign countries, you wish that you had stayed in Jamaica and suffered because the hell they put you through. So here's what I'm saying to you. If you're going to go on these impromptu, marital agreements, please know that when you go to foreign, you have to be prepared to walk some dogs. You have to be prepared to wash some underwear. Now, Jamaican men, that's not to say that they won't do these things for their partner, but they don't want to be forced to do it. And a lot of men, when they arrive, they realize that they have to sleep in the same bed with dogs. So a lot of men, after they go through the immigration process and they arrive and they're so excited when they come, they stumble upon what appears to be prison.
Green Card Bros.
If they don't genuinely care for you, you'll end up being taken advantage of, used, and mistreated.
So what about the women that didn't choose to raise a kid on their own?
Of the 50+% divorce rate, women are filing 70-80% of all divorces. Women are choosing to wreck their own homes every day. Men are not choosing to wreck their own homes and make women single parents. That's a choice that women are making.
Why? Because their husbands are trash, treating them badly?
Now here we go with the ad hominem stuff. This is the same stuff that's been piped into the culture forever. That when a woman chooses to break her home, it's always the man's fault.
Men need to recognize that many women display behaviors that can be seen as unstable, and the idea that she's not yours, it's just your turn reflects a common belief. Women initiate 80% of divorces, and the saying, "You can't turn a hoe into a housewife," resonates deeply with those who've experienced betrayal. Many men have felt the heartbreaking sting of infidelity from women they loved, who cheat without hesitation, breaking trust. It's incredible how quickly loyalty and commitment can be tossed aside. These actions undermine family values, leaving a path of broken hearts and causing men to question the integrity of those involved. This disillusionment with modern relationships is a significant reason why the MGDOW, men going their own way, movement exists as men look to protect themselves from such emotional devastation.
Whew. Let me just get the door for you. Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
Take her to a fancy restaurant, open the door for her, then jump in, lock the doors, and drive off.
I don't know if I'm just making this up or if it's just my intuition, but I have this feeling that the guy I'm seeing at the moment, he's getting off and having his little ego stroked by the fact that his housemates have heard us. I don't know if it's legit or not, but there's just some things that I'm just questioning. Like, he never tells me if there's other people in the house, and he never tells me to keep it down or anything like that. And when I ask, are there people here? He'll say no at times, but then there are. And then when we go downstairs, they kind of make these weird eye contact with each other, and they're like, And it's a very boy club because it's a bunch of dudes living in a house together. And he seems insecure, like it seems like it's like an ego thing, but I'm not too sure. But it's weird, and I don't know.
So I just watched a video of a girl where she said that she got very humbled because she went on a date with a guy, and she said on the text messages he was very flirty. In real life, when they met, he wasn't as forward, and that the date went really well. She said they were out for 2 hours, they went for a walk, they went for a coffee, and then she said she bluntly just asked him, why is he more flirty on text messages than he is in real life? He then humbles her and he says, I think you're a very pretty girl, however, you do look a little bit different than your pictures. That's my opinion now, but I have enjoyed our date, but I do think it's more of a friendly vibe. All the comments are roasting this guy, being like, oh, but he's a walking red flag, you dodged a bullet there, and all this, right? I don't see anything wrong in what he's done. He's been very polite about it. He's went on the date with you, and you've asked him a question, and he's told you the truth. But because it's an answer that you don't want to hear, you then come to TikTok for loads of people to then roast this guy, when, fair enough, you haven't put a picture of him up, thank God, but he's done the right thing. Some guys, I've heard stories where they'll meet up with someone and they'll leave them in a bar or a restaurant. Some people I know have driven off from people when they've just been stood there waiting. That's the wrong way to deal with it. How this guy handled it, I think, was correct, in my opinion. And I know this because I once used to use a lot of filters on dating apps, and when I met up with a guy once, you could tell he was not interested at all. And then he texted me and he was like, I think you look a little bit different in your pictures. I was humbled. I never used proper full-on filters ever again. I might use like a smoother filter or a tan filter, but I never used one that made me look like a completely different person because I was humbled. And how that guy done it and how this guy done it was perfectly correct. So I don't know why, I just don't get with the comments why women are so against when people tell the truth.
They catfish guys and then get angry when the guy doesn't want to see them again because they don't look the same as they did in their pictures.
Well, it's her own fault.
Some men feel that the rise of modern feminism and changing gender roles have led to confusion and the breakdown of traditional family structures. As women grow more career-focused and independent, it disrupts the old dynamic where men were the breadwinners and women were the primary caregivers. This shift often causes dissatisfaction in relationships, as both men and women struggle to meet new expectations. The focus on career and independence can lead to friction over household responsibilities and the balancing of work and family. Moreover, some men feel that women's empowerment has raised expectations in relationships, resulting in instability and dissatisfaction.
In Germany, if you did not know, it's really common here for when two people go on a first date that they split the bill. So like the woman pays her portion and the man pays his portion. And the other thing about that is that on the date, you're only going to pay for what you consume. So let's say I got a margarita for $8 and he just got water, free water. When the total bill comes out, it's very common for the man or whoever to be like, hey, I didn't drink that margarita, so I don't want to split it like that. I want to pay for what I ate. So I went to the internet to try to figure out why is it like this, because this is not like how it is in America. It's very different. And apparently I can't read because I can't come to understand why. So you telling me you asked me out on a date. You told me I was beautiful. You invited me out to dinner. You're telling me how much you want to marry me and you want me to have your first children. And you tell me when the waiter comes out with the bill, after you said you was going to build a house with your own bare hands for me, and the waiter comes out with the bill and you look at me like this. So are you going to pay? What?
I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to find someone that makes them happy. I want everybody to live a beautiful life that they want for themselves. I don't wish ill on anybody, but I can't stand the delusion. Now we all got to sit here and we got to be like, oh, yeah, this is great. This is somebody who could get 95% of guys. And imagine going through life with that sense of delusion. Like we see it, and this is an extreme example, but when women walk around like that, imagine walking around thinking, I could get 95% of guys. How many guys are you telling no to because you think you're better than them? Are you? Or is it in your head? Just think about it. If you don't want to wind up alone, you have to have a realistic assessment of what you bring to the table, of your looks, of your capabilities, of what you're willing to do in a relationship, of your character. All of it.
Men always just want virgins that hadn't had sex with anyone and are really good girls. Like you want younger women as well, so it's like that whole predator vibe.
What if I said women are stupid, can't make money, short, and weak because they want a guy that makes more money than them, taller than them, more confident, ambitious, etc.? That would be ludicrous, wouldn't it? We don't shame female preferences. Okay? When a woman says, I want a man that's tall, makes money, etc., you go, girl, you deserve it. That's your preferences. If I say, I want a girl that's not a hoe, that has some sexual temperance, isn't going to embarrass me when I walk in a room, beautiful, young, etc. That's considered, oh, that's toxic and masculine. We demonize male preferences, but we don't demonize female preferences.
The financial independence of women is sometimes viewed negatively by those who feel it diminishes the traditional role of men as providers. Some men feel threatened by successful, independent women and view them as less attractive partners because they challenge established gender norms.
A man will lose interest when he sees that he is trying way harder than you. It literally doesn't matter how pretty you are, how happy you are, how successful and confident you are. You will lose him simply because you are not giving him any effort.
The sexual liberation movement, a part of modern feminism, has led some men to believe that women are less interested in long-term relationships and more inclined toward casual encounters. This view results in men seeing women as less suitable for serious commitments. Cultural shifts towards gender equality have been met with resistance by some who prefer traditional values. The drive for equality and empowerment of women is often perceived as a threat to men's traditional roles, fueling a backlash where modern women are unfairly labeled as worthless.